We all possess hidden powers within us, waiting to be unleashed. Powers that can attract opportunities, success, and prosperity like a magnet. In a world where competition is fierce and challenges abound, discovering these 5 magnetic powers could be your secret weapon to standing out and thriving. These powers aren't just theories or abstract concepts. They are inherent qualities within every human being: self-confidence, appreciation, living in the present moment, optimism, and purpose. These 5 magnetic forces are the keys to achieving all your goals. Whether it's personal growth, career advancement, or financial freedom, these powers are your gateway to unlocking your full potential. You can gain the self-assurance, resiliency, and charisma necessary to realize your dreams by mastering these 5 powers. These abilities set the extraordinary apart from the ordinary, and the dreamers from the achievers. If you can master these attributes, you may be confident that doors to success will open wide for you. Chapter 1. Self-confidence. When we talk about success, the first and most essential magnetic power is self-confidence. The absence of this vital force is one of the primary reasons people fail, not because they lack ability, but because they don't believe in their own worth or capabilities. How do you perceive yourself? Do you truly believe in your value and potential? This is the essence of the power of confidence. However, if you are the kind of person who has never genuinely felt confident, change is still possible. No matter how you felt in the past or how you've acted before, you have the power to cultivate the confidence you need now. You have the power to transform the energy patterns in your life. With dedication and effort, you can fully tap into your potential to completely reshape your self-perception. Confidence, however, can be selective. You might feel strong and capable in one area, like excelling in a sport, yet lack confidence in another, such as the business world. Perhaps you're thriving professionally, but when it comes to romance, you feel completely out of your depth. It's common to recognize whether we possess the confidence needed to truly achieve success, or whether there's room to grow. What do you feel about yourself in this regard? Are you certain of your ability to succeed, or do you waver with hesitation and self-doubt? Confidence often seems like an elusive comfort that very few people truly understand, and even fewer know how to create consciously. But once you grasp the quantum mechanism behind it, you'll realize that not only is it possible to cultivate, but it is also essential. The source of your confidence largely stems from your self-image, a crucial ingredient in conscious creation. How you see yourself is intrinsically linked to what you expect from yourself. If you harbor a negative self-image, you'll assume that you're going to perform poorly, and your reality will likely fulfill these expectations. Conversely, if you maintain a healthy and positive self-image, you'll expect the best from yourself, and your consciousness will create that reality. In terms of conscious creation, your self-perception radiates outward to shape your personal results. Here's an example of how this works. Let's say that when you were younger, you struggled with public speaking. In high school, you had a few disastrous experiences in speech class where you were anxious and stammered throughout your presentation. This led you to view yourself as a failure in that area, and now you expect that this truth will persist throughout your life. Many years later, if someone asked you to give a speech at work, you would instantly recall your past shortcomings. Even if you weren't actually stammering in front of the group at that moment, you would immediately produce neuropeptides that align with the emotions of fear and discomfort from the past. This would further reinforce your weak self-image in this area. This might sound like an impossible cycle to break, doesn't it? Failure leads to a negative self-image, which leads to more failure. But don't despair, there's good news. Once again, the quantum mechanism of energy and physiology gives us the power to change things completely. No matter what happened in the past, you always have the option to access a new neural network, create a new image, and redefine any personal challenge. How can this happen? Remember that the brain cannot distinguish between an image based on experience and one based on vivid imagination. The visual cortex relies partly on what it has seen, but much of our visual experience is constructed from memories of past images and personal information, forming specific expectations. If you change the scenes in your expectations, you can change your observable reality as well as your conscious creation. You have the ability to transform whatever negative images or obstacles you may be encountering. Your current self-perceptions just tell a portion of your tale. They don't accurately reflect who you are or what is ahead. Because they are familiar, they may seem true. Their powerful emotional content may even make them seem appealing, but don't let these unfounded fears stop you. After releasing yourself from these old constraints, use your power of awareness and choice to conjure up fresh, potent pictures. You can create a new positive self-image through this process, and it will serve as the cornerstone of your successful, exciting, and new reality. Realizing that your self-image is malleable is the first step towards achieving self-confidence. It is a malleable concept that you may redefine and alter at will. Through regular visualization of the person you want to be and mental, emotional, and behavioral alignment with that vision, you can generate a strong magnetic force that draws success into your life. You are free from the constraints imposed by your previous mistakes and self-doubts. Rather, you take charge of shaping your own fate by utilizing the persuasive force of self-assurance to design the life you want. You'll discover that success is not only a far-off fantasy, but rather a concrete reality that you can manifest via the power of your mind and spirit as you embrace this newfound confidence. Accordingly, the path to developing confidence involves more than just getting over fears. It involves rediscovering your innate ability to control your life. You are not just escaping ingrained habits, but also laying the groundwork for an infinitely bright future as you take each step toward believing in yourself. Therefore, confidence is more than just a mental attitude. It's the magnet that pulls all the happiness, success, and fulfillment you desire into your life. Chapter 2. Optimism. The second crucial magnetic power is optimism, the positive attitude of assuming and expecting that everything will turn out well. This power is closely connected to the confidence discussed in the previous chapter, because it's much easier for a positive person to be confident and much simpler for a confident person to be optimistic. Therefore, when you choose to work on either of these energies, you naturally enhance the other as well. There is a unique energetic charge within optimism, a peaceful assurance that no matter what's happening now, the universe will send good things your way. This expectation is a vital part of your PIE, perception, imagination, and expectation, consciousness. Because positive expectations project an awakened, dynamic, and creative consciousness. An optimistic outlook turns a hopeful wish into reality and generates a beautiful, vibrant energy that attracts all the blessings the universe has to offer. On the other hand, pessimists unknowingly feed their consciousness with worries. Often, they are so consumed by fear and negative expectations that they forget they have the power to see things differently. Their minds become trapped in a cycle of dread, where every scenario is colored by the assumption that something will go wrong. An optimist, however, develops an acute awareness of their patterns of worry. They notice when these patterns start spiraling out of control and consciously intervene, choosing to shift their perspective. An optimist thinks, "What if everything goes well?" While a pessimist wonders, "What if everything goes wrong?" This difference in outlook becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, perpetuated by the energy each person puts out into the world. This is true for all mental and emotional patterns. Your own resonance magnetizes corresponding vibrations from the universe. A pessimist, expecting the worst, generates energies of fear and doubt, and inevitably draws the very outcomes they dread. It's alarmingly easy to get caught in this cycle of negativity. Worry breeds loss, which only deepens anxiety. Fear acts as a powerful solvent, dissolving the energies of solution and success, leaving behind only despair and doubt. The more one worries, the more they attract the very failures they fear. In contrast, optimism fosters positive results, which in turn reinforces hopeful expectations. A positive attitude creates a kind of joy that carries you through life, even if the results you desire take a while to manifest. No matter what happens, true optimism, the mindset of hope and positive expectation, puts you in a state of flow, that magical alignment of personal intention with universal solutions. Consider which of these attitudes you tend to adopt. Do you live in fear, or do you move with the flow of life? An optimistic outlook leads to a psychology of greater peace and well-being, but there are many other reasons why adopting this mindset is beneficial. Studies have shown that optimistic people are less likely to suffer from contagious diseases and recover more quickly when they do fall ill. They also tend to live longer and develop fewer life-threatening illnesses. In fact, a study of octogenarians revealed that the most important factor for a long and healthy life is the ability to recover from losses and failures and to keep looking forward. Beyond these tangible benefits, there's an even more compelling reason to embrace optimism: the energetic and consciousness shifts it brings into your life. Not only do you become healthier, but you also attract more positive people into your orbit. Universal assistance begins to manifest in remarkable ways, from finding the perfect parking spot to landing your dream job. When you're in an optimistic state, aligned with the divine flow, you naturally attract more good things into your life. Overcoming pessimism may not be easy, but it is a choice worth making. Like all important decisions, it's not something you do just once. It's a choice you make every single day. It's also crucial to pay attention to your daily actions. No matter how often you find yourself leaning towards negative thoughts, you must seize every opportunity to view things from a different angle, a fresh perspective that frees you from the mental prison of pessimism. You might find that the dark thoughts you harbor are merely fleeting fears related to a particular issue that is sensitive for you. But if you're like most pessimists, you may be entirely addicted to the process of negative anticipation. Many people believe that worrying enough will help them cope with whatever challenges arise. However, being prepared requires thoughtful planning, not anxious insecurity. It's an energetic truth that no amount of negative focus can guarantee a positive outcome. So, prepare yourself as needed, but always take decisive action to counteract negativity. By choosing optimism, you open yourself up to the possibilities of a brighter, more fulfilling life. You begin to resonate with the energies of hope and possibility, which in turn attract positive circumstances and opportunities. The more you practice optimism, the more you strengthen your ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. You start to see setbacks not as insurmountable obstacles, but as temporary hurdles that you have the power to overcome. As you embrace this mindset, you'll find that your life begins to change in subtle yet profound ways. You'll notice a shift in the people you attract, the opportunities that come your way, and the overall quality of your experiences. The world around you starts to reflect the positive energy you're putting out, creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. In essence, optimism is more than just a mindset. It's a magnetic force that draws success, happiness, and fulfillment into your life. By cultivating this energy, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, opening the door to endless possibilities. So, choose to see the glass as half full, believe in the power of positive expectation, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 3. Purpose. Living with purpose is a profound and transformative experience, guiding your life with a clear, central principle that influences your choices and propels you forward. Without such a guiding force, you may find yourself spinning in circles, expending significant time and energy, but never truly advancing toward a meaningful destination. The difference between a life lived with purpose and one without it is like comparing a pinball to a bowling ball. When you lack a purpose, you're like a pinball, bouncing aimlessly from one event to another, constantly pushed and pulled by unexpected circumstances, never quite arriving at any particular place. Your energy is scattered, and your results depend largely on chance. On the other hand, living with purpose provides focus and direction, setting you on a defined path. Like a bowling ball aimed at the pins, your life and energy follow a more direct course toward your goals. Of course, there will be occasional stumbles and deviations as you adjust your approach, but eventually, a life lived with purpose will bring about resonant, meaningful results. So what is your primary purpose? Take a moment to consider this, and if your answer revolves around your work, think again. That's your professional purpose. If you think it's about your family, try once more, because that's your personal purpose. Your personal purpose isn't about anything external. It's about your inner life. As you journey from birth to death, there is something greater to be accomplished than acquiring a large house or being part of a social club, something beyond wealth or fame. This is the one thing you will carry with you when you leave this life, your personal spiritual growth. The word principle means both the first and the most important, and both meanings apply to your spiritual purpose. It's our first motivation for coming into this reality, and it's the most important reason for staying. Clarity of understanding, personal mastery, and deep love are all part of the spiritual process, the central meaning of our human experience. What's wonderful about this is that when these qualities are at the heart of your life, they create a dramatic shift in your energy and consciousness, and all your other goals seem to fall into place on their own. Only you can determine what your spiritual purpose is, though for most it revolves around love. Whether it's learning to care for yourself or others, or discovering a deeper passion in your relationship with God and the universe, love is our greatest education. And once we learn it, we must choose it consciously. This is where the influence of the law of expansion comes into play. The more we let go of hatred and embrace love, the more positive energy expands in our world, not just for ourselves, but for everyone. Sometimes I spend my day simply repeating this intention as my mantra. Choose love, choose love, choose love. If I look in the mirror critically, I let it go and say, choose love. If someone cuts me off on my way to work, I let go of the anger, take a deep breath and remind myself, choose love. If I feel frustrated with someone at work, I look in their direction and simply repeat to myself, love, love, love. Choosing love as a spiritual purpose isn't just a trivial New Age idea. It's a powerful energy choice, a process of shifting from dense, heavy vibrations to light, fluid, and attractive energy. As a result, your spiritual purpose can't be entirely separate from your personal and professional purposes. The more you work on this priority in your life, the more your resonance will shine in every aspect. I feel immensely fortunate to have aligned all my purposes so that my work is something I love to do. I believe my primary spiritual reason for being here is to experience divine love to the fullest and then expand it into the world. As an author, reader, and counselor, this has also become a significant part of my professional purpose. And of course, it's a fundamental priority in my personal life as a wife and mother. In recent years, I've also added the mission of being an adoptive advocate. This is especially fulfilling because it brings my intention of love to a cause very close to my heart. Many people struggle to find their purpose, whether spiritual, personal, or professional. Part of the problem is confusion between purpose and motivation. You might be motivated to pay the rent each month, but is that your purpose in life? If you're like most people, you're often driven by immediate needs, which become more like irresistible forces in your life than true purposes. But to align your energies with universal laws, it's crucial to determine your purpose and then honor it. The most irresistible and magnetic meaning you can bring to your life is one that ignites your passion. Passion plus purpose equals power. I'm always surprised by how many people fantasize about success without really knowing what specific goal or activity they want to succeed in. Many people tell me they want to make a lot of money or become famous, but when I ask how they plan to achieve it, they have no idea. It's impossible to achieve anything if you haven't clearly identified your purpose and set well-defined goals. Without this as a starting point, you won't have the focus needed to turn your desire into reality. There's a big difference between a dreamer and a builder. The former sees themselves driving a nice car or traveling to exotic places, but they have no idea how they'll make it happen. Unfortunately, big dreams without purpose only create a void of activity and energy, one where nothing materializes and no real success is achieved. Many people who float through life, whining about their employment and wishing they could win the lottery or inherit wealth, may relate to this. When coupled with their lack of direction, these people's envy of others who achieve their goals merely serves to draw more depressed energy, which drives away the exact things they are envious of. The builder is aware of this challenge. They choose the kind of aim they will follow on their own. In contrast to the dreamers, they have dreams too, but they understand what those dreams mean and are prepared to go above and beyond to realize them. Similar to their opponent, the builder envisions themselves driving that fancy automobile or traveling the world, but the foundation for these visions is a solid combination of activity, preparation, genuine enthusiasm, and personal purpose. This is what is increasing the energy. Their chances of success increase with how hard they seek it. So, how can you discover a passion-filled purpose? Some individuals have the good fortune to know their career path early on. They follow their instincts or maybe an innate ability, and if they keep at it, they can discover a job that can be extremely fulfilling on both a personal and financial level. Nonetheless, a startlingly large percentage of people don't intentionally select their careers. Their careers are thrust upon them by events or fate. I know a lot of people who, at the age of 18, accepted what they believed to be temporary employment, only to find themselves still working there 30 years later. If they're lucky, they find happiness and fulfillment along that route. However, many people are not as lucky when they choose a career by accident. Years later, whether they are genuinely satisfied or not, they still end up in the same work, even if they may have thought they were simply trying it out. They opt to avoid familiarity and give up their goals in order to preserve the status quo. However, this seeming ease is alluring. Even if it doesn't make you happy, it may keep you there, and if you're generating enough money to get by, it can be extremely alluring. Unfortunately, there may be a trap associated with this income-habit combo. The trap is fear, and it sneaks into your hopes. It strikes when you see yourself making enough money in a job you don't like, but fear you won't be able to match that sum if you switch to something you truly enjoy. The irony of all this is that you're willing to give up your happiness for the money you believe will bring you happiness. This situation can keep people stuck for years, decades, or even their entire lives. They think, "I'll never make it if I try something new. I've been doing this for so long that it's too late to start now." But it's never too late to find a purpose that ignites your passion for pursuing something you enjoy. In fact, it's virtually impossible to achieve genuine success in a field that doesn't make you feel good or in a job you despise. The resonant frequencies around such emotions are too harsh to attract any joy into your life. Passion, on the other hand, is a catalyst for success because it adds the element of excitement, an energizer of the law of pure desire. Without fervor, you can't expect to create the level of excitement needed to activate the universal laws. But with it, your energy of excitement will move you to continuous actions and ignite the energy fields in wonderful responses. Chapter 4. The Present Moment. Imagine for a moment that each day you wake up, you're handed a gift. This gift is unlike any other. It's a moment, a fresh opportunity to create, to change, to live. Yet how often do we truly appreciate this present moment for what it is? The idea that today is a gift might seem like a simple cliché, but beneath its surface lies a profound truth about how we interact with time, reality, and our own lives. Every second you experience is a chance to shape your reality. In the grand scheme of things, the only time you have any real control over is the present. This moment, right now, is your window of opportunity, your portal to all possibilities. It holds the power to alter your future and to guide the direction of your life. Yet how often do we squander these precious moments, failing to recognize them as the gifts they truly are? Think about it. How many times have you been too busy to notice a beautiful sunset, too stressed to take a break, or too distracted to enjoy a simple laugh with friends? These are the gifts that life offers you daily, yet they often go unnoticed, tossed aside in the rush of life. If you kept giving someone gifts only for them to discard them, wouldn't you eventually stop? The universe operates on a similar principle. When we disregard the present, we essentially reject the life we're meant to live. But when we embrace the present, when we truly see it, we can shift our energy in powerful ways that create a ripple effect, transforming not only our present, but also our future. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but what do these thoughts do to our ability to act, to live fully in the here and now. When our minds are constantly flitting between what was and what might be, we lose our grounding and our power to influence the moment we're in. And that's where the real change happens. Many people find the present unsatisfying and unworthy of their full attention. They see their daily lives as a series of mundane tasks, sprinkled with occasional moments of happiness. Waiting for those big moments becomes a habit, a way of life. But in doing so, they miss the magic that exists in the ordinary. This way of thinking is a kind of suspended animation, living in a state of pause, waiting for something extraordinary to happen while life passes by unnoticed. It's a mindset that breeds frustration and dissatisfaction, a constant yearning for something more while ignoring the richness of what already is. So, what happens when we live this way? When we constantly overlook the present, we cultivate a sense of lack, a feeling that our lives are missing something vital. This perspective creates a reality where we are unfulfilled, perpetually waiting for that next big event, that next burst of happiness, without realizing that the power to create joy is within us at this very moment. Ask yourself, how often do you feel like you're just going through the motions, biding your time until something better comes along? No matter what you're doing, whether it's commuting to work or handling a routine chore, you have the power to bring a new perspective, a fresh energy to that moment. This is where the energies of appreciation and presence combine, creating a powerful force that can change your life. This moment isn't just a pause on the way to something else. It is in itself a destination, a source of immense energy waiting to be tapped into. When you approach each moment with a sense of honor, with a mindset filled with love and joy, you infuse it with your power. And it's this very power that sets the stage for everything that follows. It doesn't matter if the moment seems mundane. Every moment is special because it is the gateway to the realm of energy, the only moment where you have the opportunity to truly act. A long time ago, I came across a profound statement by Louise Hay. The point of power is always in the present moment. This simple truth carries enormous weight when you delve into the science of energy and consciousness creation. The past holds no solutions, and the future is beyond your grasp until it becomes the present. The only time you can truly make a change, take a stand, or shift your energy is right now. Wallowing in past regrets or worrying about future problems only saps your power, preventing you from making the most of the now. There's a humorous saying that goes, "If you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, you're peeing on the present." Crude as it may be, it underscores a critical point. Are you treating your present moment with the respect it deserves? When you nurture your present, when you fill it with optimism, value, and appreciation, everything else falls into place. This moment is the core of your power, and it's time to take it seriously. The universe responds to how you treat your present. If you can let go of tomorrow's worries and focus on the happiness you seek right now, you align yourself with the future you desire. Stop waiting for the next big event to enjoy your life. The quality of your days doesn't depend solely on extraordinary events or fulfilled desires. It stems from within, from your attitude and intention. It's not just about being aware of what you experience, but about truly valuing it. Remember, the power of choice puts you in control of your attitude towards life, whether it's about your present or anything else. If you find yourself fearing the future, choose to release that fear and instead embrace trust. If you're stuck in past regrets, let them go and reclaim your power in this very moment. Staying present is the ultimate expression of trust. Finding joy in the here and now is the magic wand for infinite happiness. The truth is, anything that distracts you from valuing this moment diminishes the potential of what's to come. Don't waste your life playing the waiting game, thinking that someday soon you'll be happy while letting the opportunity for happiness slip away right now. Take control of your intentions and your attitude immediately and live fully in the present. Bring value and appreciation to the forefront of your mind and life. Don't postpone the potential for peace and joy, not even for a second. Chapter 5. Appreciation. There's a magnetic force within you that holds the power to transform your life, one of the most valuable vibrations you can harness. Appreciation. Living with an attitude of gratitude is more than just a lofty ideal. It's an essential energetic practice. It's about consciously acknowledging the value of everything around you, noticing the good that already exists in your life, and cultivating a desire to experience all of life with this mindset. To truly create this vibration of appreciation, your daily life must resonate with mindfulness and gratitude in the present moment. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a powerful, energetic necessity. True pleasures in life arise from genuine appreciation. Consider this: you can't truly experience joy without appreciation. Think about the times when you felt genuinely happy. Where were you? What were you doing? And who were you with? Pause for a moment and allow yourself to dwell on those good times right now. Let a smile cross your lips and feel the warmth in your heart. As you reflect on these moments, ask yourself, what was I appreciating in each of these situations? Whether you realize it or not, every time you experience happiness, there's an underlying state of appreciation. It doesn't matter what excites you. That feeling of excitement means that you're grateful for something. The more you tune into this resonance of gratitude, the more you will create a happy life. According to the law of magnetism, your energy of gratitude will attract even more things to appreciate in the future. This realization is both powerful and liberating because it means you don't have to wait for some vague, distant moment of happiness. You don't need to depend on more money, a new relationship, a bigger house, or a better job to experience that feel-good state. You can choose to appreciate it right now. And when you make the decision to truly feel it, you will invite happiness into your daily life. This is a crucial point in your conscious energy production. You might be chasing your goals because you think they will make you happy later on. But with this mindset, it's impossible to be happy now. However, when you live your life filtering everything through a genuine sense of appreciation, you not only create what you're pursuing right now, but you also magnetize future happiness. So, where is your state of mind coming from? When we examine our emotional lives, we see that we tend to move from one state to another. Happy one day, unhappy the next. Excited in one moment, worried in the next. Our mood is often shaped by external circumstances, and many of us are more sensitive to negative influences than positive ones. We're easily thrown off course, and sometimes the smallest thing can upset us. But what lies behind these fluctuations? As you've seen, behind every emotion of happiness is a mindset of appreciation. And the opposite is true for negative feelings. Behind each one is a sense of dissatisfaction. In which of these mental activities do you primarily dwell? Do you consciously seek to enjoy the present and recognize what you already have now? Or do you look at your life and focus on everything that's missing? If the latter is true, then you need to understand that your attitude affects both your consciousness and your energy, perpetuating the sadness you already feel. Some people live in a constant state of dissatisfaction. They always find something to complain about in life, focusing on what's lacking. It seems nothing ever pleases them, and unfortunately their energy makes this sad condition a reality. The universal laws do not waver in this aspect. What you focus on is what will expand in your life. And if you're constantly focused on what you don't have, the deficiencies in your life will become overwhelming. Choosing to concentrate on what you lack is choosing to obsess over the problem rather than the solution. This makes it impossible to establish a mindset of success. Instead, you're filtering everything through a consciousness of loss. Consider the elements of your consciousness: perception, imagination, and expectation. The first is perception. Identifying scarcity produces neuropeptides that align with the emotion of hopelessness, creating cycles of negative conscious creation. Next is imagination. The image of scarcity is a bleak vision of emptiness that encourages feelings of neediness, urgency, and fear, invoking the difficult forces of the law of paradoxical intent. Finally, examine the quality of your expectations when you tend to see life through the lens of scarcity. If that's what you experience, it's also what you expect. And of course, it's what you get. Some people filter their general dissatisfaction through specific issues. For example, I've worked with many clients who have never felt satisfied with their weight. One of them confessed that everything in her life, every experience, relationship, and effort had been interpreted through this issue. At 40 years old, she told me she remembered being on a wonderful tropical vacation, but never allowed herself to feel happy because she thought she looked terrible in a swimsuit. She regretted all the good times she had missed by worrying about her appearance. She felt she had wasted much of her life filtering all her experiences through this dissatisfaction. And although she was older and even heavier than before, she vowed never to let her judgment about her weight rob her of experiencing true happiness again. Interestingly, once she consciously and consistently made this mental shift, she began to lose weight more easily than ever before. The law of paradoxical intent had fulfilled itself. When she stopped obsessing over it, she was able to lose weight with ease and joy, and although she never became as thin as she once wanted to be, she finally allowed herself to experience the joy she had never permitted herself to feel because of her dissatisfaction with her appearance. For others, the focal point is money and acquisitions. It seems no matter how much they earn, it's never enough. They might drive a nice car, but it's not nice enough. They might live in a lovely home, but it's not big enough. But until they choose to be satisfied with what they already have, they will never attract enough to make them truly happy. Unfortunately, many people have a highly inflated sense of need. They get what they want, and then they want more. We've become a culture of great wealth, but instead of our riches increasing our appreciation, they seem only to perpetuate our desires. Our level of dissatisfaction rises in proportion to our level of acquisition. This realization became dramatically clear to me when I went to Russia to adopt my 2 children. There, the level of appreciation is high simply because the level of possession is very low. It's not uncommon for 2 or even 3 families to share a small apartment. They don't have the space or the money to own many things, so they are very grateful for what little they do have. Things like a pair of tennis shoes and jeans are prized possessions. When the adoption agent from St. Petersburg visited the United States, she was astonished by the size of everything. The houses, the cars, the closets, and the wardrobes. She was especially amazed by the portions when we dined out. She once told me that her family of 3 could have dined on the meal that was served to just one person in a typical American restaurant. So, what is this phenomenon of having more and appreciating less? In our wonderfully abundant society, we're exposed to so many things that we've become desensitized to the real value in our lives and end up needing more to feel stimulated. It's like taking a drug every day. Eventually, you build up a tolerance and need more to create the desired effects. But this isn't the only source of our longing. Some of us are drawn to obsess over what we lack because we believe our negative focus will force us to find a solution. We're constantly thinking, analyzing, and judging to see if something or someone is valuable enough. But this choice to criticize rather than observe creates roughness in our energy, priming us for dissatisfaction, or even anger, agitation, or fury. This is what results from the disconnect between the mind and the heart. Analysis and judgment are functions of the mind, which assigns value while the heart experiences it. The mind looks for problems, but the heart sees solutions. In fact, when we examine our state of dissatisfaction, we can see that we are often our own biggest obstacles to happiness. No matter what happens to us, it's what occurs within us, in our mind and thoughts, in our search and striving, that causes our greatest misery. It may seem simplistic, but what if we just stopped analyzing and worrying? If we simply stopped being dissatisfied? This would change our need to compete into compassion and our obsession with acquisition into present appreciation. Our energy and our universal connection would shift from agitated resistance to open receptivity. Living from the heart is the key to spectacularly creating your destiny. Use your power to let go, to release your dissatisfaction, and harness your power of choice to cultivate your appreciation. Seek out things to be grateful for throughout your life and within yourself. As you practice conscious and consistent appreciation, you'll not only see dramatic changes in your daily happiness, but you'll also witness profound changes in your long-term life outcomes. Epilogue. As you journey forward, remember that these 5 magnetic powers are not just tools, but the very essence of your potential. They are the guiding lights that can transform your life from ordinary to extraordinary, from dreams deferred to goals realized. Every step you take in cultivating self-confidence, appreciation, presence, optimism, and purpose brings you closer to the life you desire and deserve. But the true power lies not just in understanding these forces, but in consistently applying them. Embrace the challenges that come your way as opportunities to refine and amplify your inner magnetism. With each moment you live fully, each optimistic thought you nurture, and each purpose-driven action you take, you're not only attracting success but also becoming the best version of yourself. The world is full of possibilities, and with these magnetic powers you hold the key to unlocking them. Stand tall, believe in your strength, and let your inner light shine. The journey of mastering these forces is ongoing, but the rewards are infinite. As you continue on this path, may you discover not just the success you seek, but a deeper connection to your true self and a life filled with meaning and fulfillment. Your potential is limitless. Now, go out and magnetize your world.